I'm really honored to share the dais with my friend, mentor, and colleague, Ruben Armiana. And from the day I arrived over 3 years ago, one of the first calls I got was from Ruben, who welcomed me, sent me a gift basket. I haven't reported it on my FDPC. Had a bottle of wine in it, a bottle of aspirin, and he said, "Good luck." But seriously, Ruben has been a trailblazer and a pioneer for community colleges, for higher education, for the state university. And if it wasn't for his success, somebody like me wouldn't be standing here, you know, because we know to crack that glass ceiling, it takes somebody to make the first crack. And they're usually the ones who will bleed and cut, so to forge the way for those like us that come after. So please, let's give another round of applause for President Romney. So 3 years ago, I was at Mary's Pizza Shack, and I had asked Ricardo Navarrete. I said, "Ricardo, I want to get to know the Latino community, and my understanding is you're the godfather." And Ricardo called Herman, and I was invited to the Mary's Pizza Shack. And I said to myself, "Oh, I'm going to come to a Latino gathering. I'm going to eat some good, enchiladas." And they meet at Mary's Pizza Shack. So I think somebody needs to do some cultural competency with Herman. I think we should meet at Octavio's Agave instead. But I met there, and they asked me three things. What are you doing, Dr. Chong? What are you going to do to better serve Latino students at Santa Rosa Junior College? The second thing, and I think it was Lorenzo who challenged me, he said, "What are you going to do to hire more Latinos to lead the efforts at your institution?" And the third thing was, what can Los Cien do to support and partner with SRJC? So I'm proud to come back to you today with a report, a progress report, to tell you that I think we've done some significant things. And the first thing you know is you have to have a good team. You have to have good players. I follow the Golden State Warriors. How many are Golden State Warrior fans here? Yeah. So I really have been a lifelong basketball fan. And when I looked around as the new so-called coach of the JC, I looked and I saw some great players. You know, I had Ricardo Navarrete. He would be sort of my Klay Thompson, you know. He could really shoot the bull. I had Luz Navarrete, you know, one of the wonderful counselors. I had Inez Barragan running, and Rafael Vasquez from EOPS. Darcy Rosales, who's here today, running our MESA program. We have some newbies, Guillermo Garcia and Roberto Alvarado running Puente. Hector Delgado, of course, who's on the board here, who runs the Southwest Center. And newly hired Lorenzo Duenas to be my police chief. You know, so I knew I needed to build a stronger and deeper bench. So what I did was I challenged my college to help transform and reinvent SRJC to be going from a great college to even a better college. So our workforce needed to reflect the changing demographics of the community. So what did we do? We started bringing national speakers like Jim Montoya, my friend who's the vice president of the college board, to speak to my faculty. We brought a commencement speaker, Celestino Fernandez, who is a graduate of the JC and now a professor at the University of Arizona. And that was very powerful because my faculty got to see that one of our Latino students can go on. He lived in Roseland when it was 1% Latino, 1%. But he went on to go to the JC, like many of you young people in the audience, and he became a distinguished faculty member at University of Arizona. We also expanded our recruitment efforts statewide. We established SRJC as a great college to work for. We implemented monitors on hiring committees to ensure equal opportunity. I started inoculating my team and the college with this notion: without diversity, there is no excellence. Without diversity, there is no excellence. And we started valuing this notion of cultural competency. So I'm proud to say that in my 3 years there, I've hired over 250 employees in the past 3 years, and Santa Rosa JC has increased our non-white employees by 1/3. Our Latino employees, the percentage of our classified support staff, many of them here today, has increased by 31%. The percentage of full-time tenured faculty have increased by 53%. Thank you. And the percentage of our managers and administrators have increased by 117%. So SRJC now has a deeper bench to better serve your community. And we're not done yet. You know, we're not just hiring Latinos, we're hiring more African American, Asian American, Native American, disabled, students, LGBTQ. We have to reflect the diversity of our community. And as far as student demographics and resources are concerned, in 2012 when I arrived, Ricardo and I had a conversation about establishing us as a Hispanic serving institution, which basically would allow us to be eligible for federal funds. And through Ricardo's leadership and many in the room here, not mine, I give the orders and they carry them out, Ricardo was able to get us a $2.5 million grant from the Department of Education to better serve Latino students. And many of the folks who are staffing here this event are funded by that grant. And Yolanda Garcia, our dean, and Juan Arias are leading that effort, and they've reached out to Los Cien, and this is the call for action for Los Cien members. We need you to be active in mentoring our students, to providing internship opportunities, and getting them connected to the community. And I think that's the generational difference that I see, even though I'm not quite at the retirement stage yet, but in my 20 plus years in community college, what I see different about the JC is that you have people like Ricardo and Luz who are not just working at the college and then go back to their community, they are the community. And that's what I'm really trying to inspire my Latino staff and other staff to be part of the community. Can all of those who are from Santa Rosa Junior College here today please stand up and be recognized? Thank you. These are the faces of the statistics that I was citing. You know, these are the folks who are on the front lines making the difference, doing the outreach, the translation, the recruitment, meeting with those students and mentoring them like President Armiano says we need to do, you know. And then we also have started a grant for healthcare professionals under the leadership of Jenny Dolberg called Project Hope. It's to encourage and to mentor young underrepresented groups, including Latinos, to pursue careers in healthcare. And as many of you know, with the three major hospitals here, there's a lot of changes in terms of their workforce needs. Through the leadership of Genevieve Berton, who's here today, our Director of Student Equity, we've invested over $250,000 in the last 2 years to increase the retention and completion rate of underrepresented students. And we've developed a one-page summary, which we have in the back, and please pick one up, that outlines all the services that we targeted for Latino students. So today our Latino students have gone from 25% to 33%. So from 1 out of 4 to 1 out of 3. And I project in the next 2 years we'll be at 40%. So it's really makes sense for us to do that, to hire more bilingual, bicultural staff. I'm also pleased, and one of the areas I'm really proud of is in the area of student leadership. We don't really just train students to graduate and move on and get high-paying jobs. We want them to be part of the community. And Omar Paz, who's now was the former student trustee here last year, he's now studying at UC Santa Cruz, and he was the statewide leader of the Associated Students last year. Maria de los Angeles, who many of you know, this powerful young artist, attended Santa Rosa Junior College, and she went on to Pratt Institute in Brooklyn, New York, and then got her BA there, and then graduated with an MFA from Yale University. Today, she is back in New York teaching art at Pratt, her alma mater. But she also started an arts education program, which many of you supported in the Southwest Santa Rosa area. Erica Ramirez, a current student, she was invited to the White House to hear President Obama speak about immigration reform. And she's very active at our college. So from a student perspective, we still have a long ways to go with retention. Our students do not complete at the same rate as white and Asian students. We're about 17% deficit, but the gap is lessening as we have more support students to our services, taking advantage of our services. Also collaborations. We have collaborated with the Hispanic Chamber for scholarships, the Latino service providers have been working with us on health access fairs. 10,000 Degrees has been working with us to send more students to the JC. With Sonoma State, I've been working with Socorro and Ruben Armiana to really develop a Sonoma Promise program, which will allow all students who want to go to college to be able to go regardless of cost. And we're very close to getting there. So I think the type of programs we're developing, including one with the Grayton Day Laborers, where we got a grant in order to develop a program for day laborers so that they won't have to do that the rest of their career, that they can come to the JC and get some really more skills so they can have better jobs and careers. So my vision, thank you. So the vision for the future is just three things, you know. One is that our goal is to have every one of the 5,400 Hispanic high school seniors, in Sonoma County complete a financial aid application, okay? Because financial aid, thank you. So I've been talking to the superintendent of schools at all the different places, and we're going to develop an initiative, and we're going to work with organizations like CAP and SAY to really try to get every student who's a high school senior to fill out a financial aid application. And what that'll do is get them to know how much support that the government will really provide, rather than just going out and say, you need to fill out the financial aid application. It's not an easy application to fill out, and it requires some assistance, particularly if you're a first-gen college goer. Secondly, we need to build a permanent, high-quality facility in Southwest Santa Rosa. We currently serve over 1,700 students through Hector Delgado's leadership and his staff, but we need to do better. We're looking at taking the Measure H dollars, purchasing a piece of property, and building a permanent facility there that isn't third world, okay? And I'm very, very hopeful that we'll be able to do that. And finally, we need to partner with law enforcement, fire, and allied health professionals to increase our presence to help these agencies hire more Latino professionals, okay? And if we could do it at the JC, we could do it at state agencies, the city of Santa Rosa, and the county of Sonoma. It just requires a redoubling of the effort. It's our job as the JC to prepare students, young and mid-career, for careers in public service, and many of those. So I really, really am committed to working together with Lorenzo, with the police chief, with the fire chiefs, and really begin to work with the county administrator and the city manager to increase the number of Latino leaders that will be needed for the workforce as we move forward. So I would just conclude my remarks by saying that I really appreciate, Herman, your own personal friendship, your ability to reach out to me and to make me feel welcome. To all of you in the audience, it's not really a job when you have so many friends in this family, and I really feel honored and blessed to be considered to be part of your family. So thank you very much, and thank you to all the JC folks for being here today, because I hope all of you will become members of Los Cien. Thank you, and God bless you.